Everyone, today I'm going to be making a quick screencast on how to record audio in Logic Pro. This is part of an Introduction to Music Production course given by Loudon Stearns at coursera.org. My name is Benigno Calvo. I'm from Zaragoza, Spain. Today what I want to present to you is a basic setup of the DAW, how to create and set up the tracks, and how to do the actual recording. So let's move on into this. We'll go into Logic, and in Logic I'm going to create a new file, an empty project, and as soon as we do that, Logic asks us for a track. It wants to have tracks, so let's create an audio track. I'm going to create it in mono format, and I want to check that the input source is the correct one. Okay, so I will create it there, and there we go. Here we have it. We could have also created it just by clicking here. Okay, so now before moving on, I'll go into Logic Pro, Preferences, Audio, and in here I'm going to check the buffer size. I want to make sure this is as low as possible. 128 works in most cases for recording. If things start to go slow or Logic complains, then start increasing the buffer. Then you want to check that you are recording in 24-bit recording. You also want to make sure that you are recording in the correct file type. In this case, broadcast wave format. Once that is done, we will want to check the project settings. You will want to project settings and you will go to audio. In this screen here, you will select the sample rate. Normally you will want to set it to whatever is the requirements that you have, but if you are going to work with movies, or the standard for that is 48. So I normally just set it there. Also, you will want to be checking, as you are here, the metronome settings. You can change here the sound that it's going to do, and correctly check whether you want it to click while it plays or not. And then you will go back to recording and set what's the counting for you. I like to set it at 2 bars. So once that's done, I recommend that you save the project right away. So you go and click save, and it's going to ask you where to save it. You have to make sure that you select the folder where you want to keep, or where you keep your projects. Give it a good name. Once you're done, save it. Make sure everything's selected here. It will ask you whether you want to create a folder or not. I usually always create folder, a new folder. Once that's done, you will be enabling the recording. And the thing that you want to do now is take your instrument and play the loudest parts to make sure that this doesn't go into the red, so that it doesn't clip. Okay, so there we go. It goes into the red. I don't like that, so I'll bring this down. Make sure 6 dBs should do. One final step before recording is making sure that you have the correct name in the track. I'm going to call this Guitar Stratocaster. Once that's set and the track is armed, you can start recording. There we go. I recommend listening to it, checking that the levels are correct, checking in the samples, look at it in detail and make sure that everything's correct. Okay, so what we have seen today very quickly is how to set up your project beforehand. Make sure you have the correct buffer size, you make sure you have the correct bit rate, the recording file type and the sample rate. Those are very basic things that you want to make sure every time. Then we checked on the metronome and the sample rate. Also, it's from project settings. Remember, it's not in the under preferences. That goes per project. Then go and make sure that you plug in your instrument correctly into the correct input for the recording. Then check the levels, arm the track, and you can record. I hope that this has been useful for you. Thank you very much for watching.